Hey, welcome back. It is officially episode 3 of the Community Corner. My name is Jazz, and I am super excited to be back with you guys today. Um, today we're going to be talking about pranking and how pranking is basically like a step away from harassment if you're doing it wrong, which is a bit crazy to say, but when I break it down, I feel like you guys are going to understand where I'm coming from. Um, if you've ever seen like the show Impractical Jokers before, or if you've ever seen the Carbonaro Effect before, then you kind of know how a good prank is supposed to go. At least when it comes to like strangers and stuff, it never is a situation that puts them in a position where they're gonna feel like a victim or they're gonna feel like they're being made fun of or everybody is laughing at them. Like usually in those instances, the prank is just something as silly as like two guys are trying to compete to see who can stick the most balloons on a person without them noticing. Harmless, very harmless. Um, in the Carbonaro effect, I believe he's going around doing like illusions on people, like tricking them into thinking that magic is a thing. And I'm sure he explains, at the end, like they're on a show and they sign a waivers, obviously. So like I feel like those are good examples if you kind of want to go look at some examples of a good prank after we talk about this, so that, whatever. Because I have a list of some, but y'all might think they're corny. I don't know, whatever. So I'm going to define what a prank is, and then I'm going to define what harassment is. Or because I have two definitions for harassment, but I'll define what harassment is. And then we're going to go into kind of my list of what are kind of unacceptable pranks and pranks that are, pretty cool. Like these are easy to do, these are fun, nobody gets hurt, whatever. Um, so a prank can be defined as a practical joke or a mischievous act. And again, it's not something that's supposed to make you feel, humiliated or like a victim or like you're being picked on or like you're being singled out. It's supposed to just make you feel a little silly, maybe a little foolish, like, you got me.
Okay, you got me there.
Okay, whatever. Like it's never supposed to be anything um too crazy. Now, harassment. Like I said, I have two definitions. The first one is the official, I think Webster or Oxford definition, and then the second one is one that I found to be more repeated along like workplace environments. But I like the second one more because it kind of gives you more clarity as to what it is. So the first one is harassment is aggressive pressure or intimidation. What is that? You know what I mean? Like, what is that? So I kept digging. I did some more digging, and I got another definition that harassment is any unwelcome or offensive behavior or comment that demeans, intimidate, or threatens a person, creating a hostile, degrading, humiliating, or offensive environment. So, with those two definitions kind of in mind, I really kind of hope people are able to see where a prank can become harassment. Simply, like it's one thing for you to maybe do a prank and it doesn't go super well, and it's like, okay, well, even in that instance, it could be considered harassment. But especially if you're doing it like to the same person often, not good. So for example, let's see, we've got purposely playing jokes to embarrass someone or putting them in an awkward situation. That can be put in like as harassment. Like faking a love confession, like tricking them into thinking like I see this a lot in like Japanese stuff, but or like yeah, like Japanese anime, like when they're being bullied, it's they'll like put a note in their friend's locker to be like, oh my God, like so and so confessed to me, like I'm gonna go talk to him, and then she gets played in front of everybody. It's like that was not a prank. That was not a prank because she's obviously not gonna laugh. This one too. This one's like it depending on how you set it up, it could be okay, it could be funny, but like how again, it could be really messed up. So like let's say that you know that someone's being invited to an event, you lie about the dress code. You tell them it's a completely different dress code. If it's like super formal, you're like, "Oh, it's a casual event. You can just show up in a t-shirt and jeans." I don't that might not be considered a prank. That actually might be considered harassment because because it's like you're setting them up for failure. You're not it's not something they can be like, and then if they go like, oh, well, so and so said if you don't have backup clothes for them, now you look bad. Like no, it doesn't end up well. It doesn't end up looking well. But we're gonna go over some of these bad pranks that I've got. Okay. And not all of them are horrible, but I do believe that majority of these can either get you into some form of legal trouble or they will definitely mess up the relationship you have with this person. So we've got meddling with someone's food, or doing things to someone's food, especially without having a backup. Already meddling with someone's food is pretty messed up. Like, you don't know if they have allergies, you don't know their preferences. Like, you just shouldn't be touching something that they're going to consume. It's just not cool. But especially if you don't have like something backed up for them to eat after you've messed up their food, that's not a prank. Now they're just going hungry and and you look like a jerk. Like, I'm thinking of that video where I think she was like a teacher or a nurse or something like that. She was like, "Yeah, I asked my husband to pack me a lunch and this is what he packed me." And it was literally like a bag of dog food, which already in itself is crazy.
Molly, you in danger, girl.
A 2 day old like Chipotle order she had, and like a bag of cookies, like two bags of cookies. One of them was open. What is that? And please don't try to be like, well, he's never made her lunch before. You don't have to go that far. You literally could have just got her the same Chipotle order that was there. You could have just went to Chipotle and got that and brought it for her. And if you wanted to be funny, if you wanted to actually pull a prank and be like, I got you dog food because you're my dog, and then you come in with an actual bag of food, like, here's your actual lunch. Ha ha ha. We're all fun. It's all funny. TDT. No, she had nothing to eat. That was the joke. I let you go hungry. That's not a joke. That's not a prank. That's not funny. At least not to me. Um, we've also got meddling with mail. That's a federal offense. Like, don't touch a mailbox. Like, just don't do it. And I know that probably just seems like a silly one to bring up, but just because it's a federal offense, like, you probably shouldn't be messing with people's mailboxes. Like, even if you wanted to rig it to like blow confetti or something, like, you could probably go to jail for that, or at least pay a really heavy fine. Um, Prank calls with the premise of a threat, like people who are calling with the like bomb threats, or they're calling schools and talking about school shootings, or calling law enforcement and wasting their time. All of those are a waste of resources. And also, where's the funny? Oh my God, I've created mass panic. So funny. Everyone's laughing. No, it's not funny. Nobody's finding that funny. Um, oh, hold on a sec. Thought I was gonna be cool and lay down the whole time. No, my side hurts. Um, so I've got pouring stuff into someone's gas tank. Just destruction of property in general. Don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not funny, because that's the goal of a prank. It's to be funny, it's to have a little laugh, it's to joke and maybe a little mischief, but at the end of the day, it's just to have a little fun. That's not funny. If you mess with my gas tank, now I have to pay up to hundreds of thousands of dollars to fix it. It's not funny. Um, so yeah, don't do that. Um, relationship pranks like faking a breakup, staging a cheating scene, pretending to like go through their phone, all of those things genuinely make me wonder if you actually have trust issues. Like, you're actually testing them. This isn't a joke. You're trying to see how they're going to react. That, like, those things aren't funny because they're not going to laugh about that. Like, if I go into a room and I see that my potential partner is in a weird situation, and then afterwards they're like, "Oh, it was a prank. I set up a camera. It was a prank. It was a prank."
And look at Randy Orton slithering. Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
I probably still wouldn't fully believe you. Like, how do I know you weren't really planning on making another kind of video, and then when I walked in, it's a prank? Like, you're just creating, it just doesn't seem like a good idea. Like, you're creating more issues for yourself. Unless, like, that's how y'all operate, unless you and your significant other really love to do those kind of pranks, and then I guess then it just depends on the person. But I think generally trying to stage those kind of pranks just isn't a good idea. I don't think so. Um, let's see. I've also got putting someone's phone number on a page, knowing a bunch of random people will call them, like spam callers. That one I guess is kind of funny, but it's really inconvenient. Like, that's less funny and more like you want to like inconvenience someone. So again, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like, I think someone did that to me, actually, because I've been getting a lot of spam callers from this random loan agency that I keep telling to take me off their list, and they won't do it. So I'm telling you from experience, it's a bad prank. It sucks. Especially if that person's looking for jobs and stuff. Not me. But, don't do that. It should be like, unless again, and like unless you know the person and all that stuff on a general level, I wouldn't recommend it. Now here are some pranks that I can suggest that kind of fall under the like umbrella of good pranks or like harmless fun. So we've got replacing family and friend photographs with a celebrity, like a random celebrity. So honestly, I think that's really funny. Imagine how long it could take some people to realize like their entire wall is just Steve Harvey or, Jim Carrey or or Scarlett Johansson. Like how long is it going to take for somebody to be like, where's my baby pictures? Like why did you replace me with Conan O'Brien? Like, you know what I mean? Just random people. I don't know. Giving misinformation in the form of like, okay, so let's say you've hidden like three rubber duckies around the house and you tell that person, but you actually tell them like, oh, I've hidden four ducks. Now you're watching them go crazy because they can't find the fourth duck. Simple, harmless, funny, and at any point in time you could be like, I'm just kidding, there was only three ducks. Haha. That's a prank. Like it's silly. It's harmless. Is it lame? Maybe a little, but that's why I suggested those shows at the beginning because again, I just don't find fun in like that kind of fun, I guess. Like I just don't find enjoyment in making people's days worse. So that's why all of my pranks are very very lighthearted. Yeah, might call me corny. I don't know. Um, Changing all the names and the contacts in their phone to the same name. That's actually really annoying, but I think that's funny. Like I think that's because like what the heck? Like now every single person in my phone is mom. And you can use context clues. You can go into the comments. You can go in the comments. You can go into your conversations and like check your videos and stuff and see who's who and figure it out that way. But also, screw you. Like now I gotta go figure out how to get you back. But I wouldn't also suggest doing things because I think this is illegal too. This is under a bad prank. I don't think you should do anything that involves trying to make their house or their belongings or things like that smell bad. Because again, that's not a prank. You're ruining stuff. That's destruction of property. So like leaving, fish or like spoiled milk or spoiled eggs and like air ducts or like in the trunk of someone's car, stuff like that where they can't get the smell out. I think they can sue you for that. So not a prank, harassment. Um, Here's a prank. Filling someone's room up to a certain height or like their closet or whatever with like balloons or like confetti or packing peanuts. They open the door and it's just stuffed with the stuff and it's like falling all over them. Annoying, funny, easy to clean up. Not too bad, Like, gee, how like that it's probably juvenile maybe, but that's kind of where that's the level I was operating at, I think. Um hiding a photo of something you mutually find amusing on the back of like every door. So closet door, what's it called? Medicine cabinets, the cabinets in your kitchen, your visors in the car, like on the on the car handle, like when you open it and close the door. Can you imagine trying to figure out how many more times are you gonna have to look at that picture when you I was gonna say when you open the mailbox, but that's not good. Maybe, I don't know. Actually, no, don't do it. Like I said, just messing with the mailbox is a federal thing. Don't do it. Never mind. No mailbox. But like everywhere else, opening the drawers in your house and it's like on the base of the drawer after you pick up your socks. Like, how much time did you have? You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? Putting it in the like when they open up the first page of their favorite book or something, it's there too. Like, Jesus. Um then we can talk about childproofing their entire house while they're away, or just an entire room. They ask you to come over and check something out for them because they're away, so you decide to childproof their bathroom. Do you know how irritated I would be if I had to go pee and I can't figure out how to use the toilet because it's childproof? There's a lock that I don't know how to use because I don't have kids, so I haven't figured out how to open it, and I gotta pee. Oh, I'm calling you. I'm calling you. I'm calling you.
You raggedy bitch.
Um, this one is also kind of messed up. I think it's funny, but people might think you're crazy. Taking like mayonnaise, like a mayonnaise jar, emptying it out, cleaning it out, and then putting vanilla pudding in it, and then eating that in public, or getting Powerade and pouring it in like a Listerine jar or Gatorade and drinking it in public. People are gonna be like, are you okay? Are you all right? Do we need to get someone involved? So that's like those are fun. Those are actually kind of funny. Um, Swapping all of the letters on someone's keyboard. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Especially if it's something simple like the M and the N or like the A, S, and D, stuff like that. Oh my gosh. Or if they put them in alphabetical order. Can you imagine going to check your computer and all of a sudden the where the A would be, what letter is this? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That'll be what, like the J or the I or something like that? I don't even know where the original placement would. Oh, I'd be so irritated. I would be so annoyed. Now I have to spend the whole day. I have to look up the picture because I already know I don't have the mental image of exactly where every single letter goes. I know where WASD is, and I know where the N and B. Like I know where some of them are, but oh, I would be irritated. This one is actually kind of messed up. I think it's a waste because how are you gonna use it later? But it's cool. Putting clear polish on a bar of soap. You're not gonna get any lather out of that. They're gonna be in that shower like this, just rubbing their hands together. Nothing's coming. Like defective soap. What is going stuff like that. Or you can switch all of the stuff in one closet and another, like your linen closet and your kitchen cabinets. You can swap everything, or not your cabinets, but like somebody else's house. You can go over, swap all their stuff, and then deny it. Like, oh, I have no, that's not where your stuff is. I didn't do that. I don't know what you're talking about. After some time, they're gonna start thinking they're crazy. So maybe be a little sparing with it. But I'm just saying, I like there's definitely ways to get out there and like have a good time, have good clean fun with your friends and make jokes and have pranks and things like that. But I've noticed that like as of late, these pranks have really just not been pranks. It's just been people being mean to each other under the guise of like, I was just kidding. Like even the ones where it's like the couples are in the car together and like one of them will like rage bait the other until they get a reaction and then it's like I was just playing. Like no you weren't. You actively did a bunch of stuff that you knew was going to irritate me and then when I got mad about it, you wanted to backtrack and be like it was a joke. No, it wasn't. It wasn't a joke. So, yeah, that was kind of my big thing today. That was my big priority. I hope you guys kind of understand what I was trying to say because I'm not saying don't prank. Obviously, I just had a whole list of pranks. I'm just saying, I guess be mindful of how you do it and know the person. Like, if you are going to consider doing something along the lines of a more intense prank, know the law and know that person. Kind of have an idea of how they're going to react because some people are crazy. Like, some people might just start getting violent, and I don't want y'all to get beat up. Like, I don't want y'all to get beat up. I don't know. I'm sorry. Um, so yeah, just I guess let me know what you think. If you think that all of my suggestions were whack and you're gonna stick to doing what you do anyway, fine. I don't know. It's your life, I guess. I just wanted to suggest some less mean options. But yeah, guys, you guys all have a good rest of your day. I'm really happy everyone tuned in, and I will see you at the next episode. Bye.